It's crazy to think that our way of life is not one everyone is living. We don't all have homes in well-established towns, and we don't all travel to 9-to-5 jobs. People out there actually live a much different lifestyle, and it's scary to think about. From conflicts and clashes in one tribe to post-mortem rituals in another. Number 1. North Sentinelese. Perhaps one of the scariest tribes out of all tribes to shun our way of life is the Aboriginals of Andaman and Nicobar on North Sentinel Island. The Sentinelese people are pre-Neolithic and have been living on the island for about 55,000 years, with no contact with the outside world. Efforts were made to reach out to them in the late 1960s, but to say it didn't go well is an understatement. They were hostile from day one, and the government finally gave up in the mid-1990s. To keep them safe from our diseases and to protect their sovereignty, there's a 5-kilometer buffer zone around their island. You might think that you can ignore that buffer zone and just go wandering onto the island for a look, but we wouldn't recommend it. 2 fishermen who were illegally harvesting crabs off the island never came back. A missionary also went there to preach Christianity, and he too never returned. Even 2 fishermen who ended up there accidentally never made it out alive. They attack anyone who comes near and have even tried to fire arrows at a helicopter. Basically, stay away from them if you want to live. Number 2. The Batak. The Batak make up one of the approximately 140 indigenous groups in the Philippines and are located in northeastern Palawan, a large island in the southwest. For as long as anyone has ever known, the Batak have lived in river valleys along the coastlines of Puerto Princesas City. Census data shows that there are about 450 Batak remaining, and they are petite with dark skin and curly, afro-textured hair. No one knows for sure whether they are related to another tribe, call data, or whether they come from groups in Indonesia or the Andaman Islands. They live a hunting and gathering lifestyle, grow plants from seed, and adopt a slash-and-burn farming style. They also trade forest and natural goods with maritime people of the Sulu region for manufactured goods, unlike some other tribes. The Batak aren't closed off to other people. Batak men often do jobs for others, like harvesting and clearing weeds, and they also earn money through local tourism. They used to be nomadic, but it seems they've gotten into the groove of things by settling into small villages, producing goods and selling their wares. Number 3. Suri tribe in Ethiopia and parts of South Sudan. You'll find the Suri people. There are around 34,000 living in the southwest of Ethiopia, and 3 groups of them in total: Termiga, Chai, and Bailey. Just like many other cultures, the Suri tribe has a traditional belief system, with a sky deity called Tumu. One person in the tribe, the Komoru, acts as a mediator between the Suri people and the sky god, the Suri tribe. Members in Ethiopia tend to live in remote, semi-arid plains, foothills, and valleys. But that doesn't mean they're entirely isolated from other people. They actually have rivalries with neighboring groups from Sudan that raid Ethiopian territory. These rivalries have become quite serious, with the use of automatic firearms creating bloody battles. Most of the weapons have come from parties in the Sudanese civil war. The Soria tribe is also quite culturally proud, and they have a number of practices that aren't commonplace in our modern world. For example, women beautify themselves for marriage by removing their bottom teeth, piercing their bottom lips, and inserting a clay lip plate. However, the more exposed they become to other cultures, the less common this practice is. Number 4. Desana tribe. Much of what we know of the Desana tribe in the western Amazon basin comes from Brazilian explorer Sidney Passuelo, who made the first contact in 1996, and a journalist by the name of Paulo Rafael. The tribe is one of the last remaining groups of people that live almost completely isolated from modern society, even though they have had a few violent interactions with neighboring communities. The main Deshala tribe consists of about 150 members, while an offshoot has around 24 members. The group split after some members wanted to have contact with neighboring settlements, while the majority didn't. All tribe members hunt and fight with clubs, and sometimes use poison darts, but have no modern weapons. They also work up to 5 hours a day, and live in communal huts called malokas. They don't have religious practices, but some sources say they have been known to practice infanticide. Both men and women also paint themselves with red dye from the ruku plant. Like most tribes that reject our modern way of life, they manage to get by just fine. They eat food like cornfish, birds, wild pigs, and fruit, and they have a basic understanding of agriculture. However, the leading cause of death in their tribe is malaria.